We were discussing the chapter number 1, introduction of number systems, and we were at the point of discussing what is a set. Now, the author has written that a set of natural numbers. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers are actually like those numbers that actually start with the factor of 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, and they may be unending series. Natural means that they have some value and they have to be separated from those numbers that actually do not have a certain value like 0, or actually those numbers that actually are multiplied with some negative sign. And why some numbers are actually multiplied with some negative sign, and why maths is actually introducing the concept of integers, because integers are the next set of numbers that are actually also plus minus 1 plus minus 2. But why? Because I think students just randomly memorize the definitions, and sometimes teachers do not explain the reason behind it, because it actually requires a thorough research. Natural numbers are actually those numbers that actually have a great set of value. That's why the concept of set was introduced, to place them in a certain box. And for that, the curly symbol, like you say that these, like this page has a symbol of 1 2 3 4 placed outside as a curly symbol of set, because this symbol actually explains that you just have to place them in a box, and that will be called as a set. The solution, then they're saying that there are certain mathematical equations. For example, if you say that x plus 2 is equal to 2, they say that the solution, now what is a solution and what is a problem? If you say that I have to find out the answer of 1 plus 2 is equal to what, then you will be like, now have studied the counting process, that 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. But what if there is some random number x? X means you do not know what is its value. It can be y, it can be variable z, because x simple means the letter alphabetical letter one is not 1 to 3, it is actually a b c to z. This letter can be any letter from the ABCs, and it only symbolizes, or it only indicates that actually this can have any value. But what if you want to find out its value? And why these questions are important in mathematics? Because these kind of equations are important in real life to find out a balance, and balance in real life is actually very important. You do not know the answers of every question in real life as well. You do not know that there are certain variable, means that this variable a can have any value, x can have any value, but variable is not 2. 2 is just a number that you know is a 2. And life actually gives you certain problems that you have to find out its solutions. That is why maths is actually explaining this concept of equations. Like the solution, you have to find out what's the answer, that is called a solution. Like the solution of the equation means you are using the symbol of equal to, equating, you are equating something. Like x plus 2 is equal to 2 means, like if we solve it in our mind, I think this will mean that if you just add 0 in place of x and you just add it in 2, then you will be having 2. But if you will be having some other number, like for example, if you have a number, let's say you just have to find out what is the value of x, so that on the other side, like there is a left hand side and there is a right hand side. Like for example, in our life we say that we should always eat with the right hand, and the other hand is left, right? This is just to explain that we also have a right side and we also have a left hand side. So in maths also this concept was introduced, that balance, you have to have a balance in real life as well. This is called an equation of life, that you need to have your right hand well balanced with your left hand. And these kind of equations are also used in our programming, in our computer systems, and also in biology. I don't know why the doctors don't actually appreciate the concept of equations, because or they do not introduce it to the like as maths subject, because I think maths should be taught to doctors as well, because in my point of view, balance is required in every field of life. So the solution of the equation x plus 2 is equal to 2 actually indicates that there should be a solution of a problem. And sometimes it happens that you have an equation, but for that equation, now what is an equation? An equation means that you have a certain mathematical form that has addition, subtraction symbols, and it has some variables and some constants. Now, what are some variables and what are constants? Variables are those values that change their values. That is why they are called variables, because a variable by definition means that something that varies. And by varying means that, for example, if today is a good day, then tomorrow might not be the same. And the seasons, as the seasons change, so it means that the seasons are also a varying variable. Varying variable means that a thing that actually changes its nature or its value. Then we have that point that that equation might have some variables that are denoted or written as the letters like A, B, C to Z, probably X. And mostly X is actually a letter from ABCs. It is used to denote just a random variable that can have any value. Then we have constants, and constants we have 1 to 3, and it is an unending, you may say that, numbers series, and they might also be present in an equation. And for example, it is written that x plus 2 is equal to 2, then it is written that its equations, like this particular equation, did not have a particular solution in the set of natural numbers, because 0 is not a natural number. X is equal to 2 minus 2 would be 0. So the natural number system was extended to the set of whole numbers. And what is a whole number? Actually, whole number means that this is actually a set of number that actually covers whole. Whole means whole of the numbers. Like for example, all. Whole means literal sense in this paragraph, whole means all. Now it is written that no number in the set of whole numbers W you may actually write any kind of abbreviation or a symbol to denote a set. For example, whole number starts from W, so you may write W, that is a set of whole numbers, could satisfy the equation x plus 4 is equal to 2 or x plus a is equal to b. Now you may see that x plus 4 is equal to 2 means that you just have to add similar things and subtract similar things. For example, you may just take 2 chocolates and you will say I have 2 chocolates, and if you had 1 chocolate as well, you will say I have now 3 chocolates. You will not say that I have 2 chocolates and 1 apple, so you cannot say it is a chocolate apple. And because you, until and unless you actually mix it up or make a chocolate apple or apple chocolate, like it's a kind of a mixture, so you have to actually mix or add up or subtract similar things. Like you cannot say that I have 2 spoons of sugar and I have 1 spoon of salt, so what will you say, salt to sugar or salt to sugar? Like you will not be able to mix these situations like this. You just have to add or see things separately. So that's why addition or concept of subtraction was introduced, to actually add or subtract similar things, or if they are mixed up, then you have to find a balanced situation. This is what life is all about. Like if it is written that x plus 4 is equal to 2 or x plus a is equal to b, then it means that you just have to take 4 on the other side and you just have to subtract it from 2. Like 2 will be there with the positive sign. If there is no sign with any number written, then it is has, and then by default means that you may say that from the very start everything you have to assume in mathematics to be positive. And this was just a random, you may say that, discovery that it could have been said that the start where there is nothing written, then that can be taken as a negative sign. But I think the mathematicians might have resolved this dispute that what kind of sign should be written if there is no sign written with the number. Then I think they might have just made a consensus to write a positive sign when there is no sign with the number. So positive 2, 4 taken on the other side will be 2 minus 4. So now you will see that you will find out the value of x to be minus 2, because you just have to place the sign of positive or negative taken with the bigger number. Why? Because you see that in everyday life the most powerful person or the most powerful people have the most value, or they have the most worth of their statements, and they have the most, you may say that, impact. So mathematics or mathematicians would have also taken this idea to actually apply. Like for example, if you are subtracting the smaller number from the bigger number like this, then since the negative sign was with 4, so you will write minus 2. Like the 4 is a bigger one. Like the powerful stuff or the powerful number or the powerful one has the more impact, so its sign should be taken. Like you may say that our country is more powerful than the other country, so we will actually use our country symbol more as a powerful sign or a dominant sign. Or x plus a is equal to b. Now this is a complicated one a little bit, because you will see that there is no value of x, there is no value of a. It can be anything, it can be any value, and then they are writing that it is equal to b. Now what do you actually understand from this? Like x plus a is equal to b, actually they're saying that if a is greater than, now this is the symbol of written to be as greater. Of course this could have been a very different symbol in maths, but mathematicians have just you may say that generalized stuff so that the students are able to understand or pick the knowledge in a very easy way. So if a is greater than b and ab belongs to w. Now belongs to w means this is a symbol which actually means that something belongs to, right? They just had to, I think, decide a symbol for that. Now you should realize that if you have an equation written to be in the format of variables like x plus b, x plus a is equal to b, or it could be x plus b is equal to a, it could be x plus c is equal to d, it could be any variable. It could be even x1 plus a1 equal to b1, or it could be b plus c is equal to d. I'm just giving examples because I think sometimes students get confused with these variables. They also, I think, consider them like this is a very innocent act from them. Like they just consider that maybe x is just x, or it cannot change its number. Like for example, we may say that x may be x1, x2, x3, like there may be 3 variables. So I think this is the very minor or minute difference of teaching that the teachers should actually convey to the innocent students. Because if we say that I have given 2 chocolates to a child, then that child might just think that okay, that my teacher might have only 2 chocolates, and he or she might just consider this thinking for a very very long period of time. Otherwise he or she might know, if they are sensible enough for have good thoughts about me, that I might have more chocolates. So this is just an example that children might just make themselves realize the truth as they are conveyed. Like for example, if you are just talking to your child and you're just telling him that okay, there might be a cat standing outside our door, then they might actually believe it, and they might actually get afraid every single time you're just trying to push them away. So I think children should be spoken with very care, and they should I think empathy and compassion should be there while conveying knowledge and teaching. Then it says that if A is greater than B, this is just a language of mathematics. And A, B belongs to W means that there are two random variables. They could be anything. Like A could be 1, A could be 4, A could be -4, A could be 0. And B could be like, this is just a random hypothetical tentative example. Tentative or hypothetical means just a very random example. Like I'm just telling you the example of chocolate. This is mean that I'm just giving you a very random example, like just one example. It could be any example. And always you should like make notes with the help of your own mind, by understanding my lectures with the help of your own examples. Like you could also use, like I have 2 rubbers, I have 2 sharpeners instead of 2 chocolates. You should think out of the box always, but do not think in a dangerous way. Like the negative integers -1, -2, -3, they were introduced to form the set of integers which is indicated by z is equal to, set is starting from 0, comma, plus -1, comma, plus -2, comma, so on. Now this is the symbol of curly brackets, and then they have 0, plus -1, comma, plus -2. Now these 3 dots are actually the continuity symbol, which indicates that we say so on. Like for example, we say that something which is actually not ending and it has a continuity. Like if I say that okay, we will join this course, or we will extend this course with all of the students that might come in the future, it means that there are some students that might be expecting in the future. This is an unending course, right? Like students can be a lot. So if there is an expectation of something to be coming into the future, and there is an expectation of something to be in a continuous line, like you just see that traffic in the road or traffic on the road is just like unending, right? There are cars, and there are bikes, and there are a lot of vehicles, and they are unending. Like okay, they might stop, but after a particular stop they will start again. So this is the continuity, line of continuity. And integers are just a set of numbers that actually have positive and negative numbers as well. And mathematics is very wonderful. I think mathematicians would like to explain this in a way that for example, they might have devised or made this logic of negative numbers in a way to explain the concept of subtraction. But because students are just like, okay, everything is added and everything can be solved, but for the particular solution of anything, a negativity has to be introduced as well. And I believe that a negative sign is not a bad sign. It is just indicating that there is a positive and negative sign, like positive and negativity in a life as well. So mathematics or this subject is actually incorporating or taking into account all those parameters of life.